Walk in the Cloud.
Everyone is talking cloud these days. But are they talking sense? Promise needs to go along with pragmatism. Truly successful cloud deployments transform your business and not just your IT. This is Ellen Bencard with A Walk in the Cloud. In this series, we're going to talk transformation from a practical point of view, offering advice and examples to the executives who want to harness the power of the cloud for their businesses. From chief executive to marketing boss, finance lead to HR head, every function has different roles and responsibilities when they're walking in the cloud. Today, we'll start at the top. I'm talking to Rachel Barton about what the cloud can do for CEOs. Rachel, what qualifies you to advise this particular audience?
Hi, Ellen. I've been working with CEOs the last 20 years, helping to construct ambitious, exciting business strategies that help them transform. I look after our strategy and consulting business here in Accenture in the UK and Ireland, and I'm really excited to work with CEOs on that technology agenda and what it can harness for their business growth.
So let's start with the basics. Cloud computing is really an old concept. CTOs and CIOs have been managing these networks since before the iPhone was born. Why does the boss need to bother with the technical infrastructure?
Well, cloud computing has indeed been around for many years and has shifted the concept of data storage to something now that is greener and on demand. However, it's way bigger than infrastructure. And while IT will have to manage the choice of services, setup, recovery and more, the CEO is tasked with thinking about the impact it has on the entire business. This includes the corporate strategy, the benefits, cost, productivity, and how it impacts the workforce. And cloud also means that the data underpinning functional areas of a business can now be joined together faster than ever. It's pretty powerful to suddenly see how the rubric of a business can start to make sense. Your finance working in conjunction with HR, with supply chain, with the commercial business. That's really the role of the CEO.
And how much has the digital nature of life in this wild year just past changed things?
Well, this period has been hard, but equally, I'm not sure there have been many surprises. We've kind of known for a long time that productivity hasn't been maximised, that automation and technology haven't been fully embraced, and that the workforce has presented itself largely as it did 5 years ago. And this period hasn't told us these things, but it has made them blindingly obvious because there's been nowhere to hide. And it means that now businesses have an increased pressure to change and adapt to this new world, and they are increasingly looking at technology and data to be able to facilitate that.
So let me ask you to think about all those CEOs that you talk to regularly. How many get cloud as a tool in their toolkit, and how many are struggling?
So I think there are three groups that start to emerge. There's one group that get it and they are acting on it. There's another group that still see it as an infrastructure play and a cost-cutting exercise. And there's another group somewhere in between who understand the potential but don't know how to act upon it.
So what can we learn from the ones who get it?
I think we can learn that there's a different way of leading. It's not just about cloud, it's about a transformation agenda. Knowing that data and tech are key to grabbing this next wave of growth.
And how about the people at the other end who are only seeing this as a cost-cutting exercise? What's wrong with that?
I think it demonstrates an organisation that still sees business and technology as separate things. And that means that this cloud agenda is driven by a CIO, the CTO. It is around infrastructure. It is around cost cutting. That's super important. But these agendas have to be brought fundamentally together to really unlock the value.
And I know cost often comes up in conversations about why CEOs can't do cloud. So for that group in the middle who says, I know what I want to do, but I can't afford it, what's the answer?
Well, this is not simple. And like anything, it's really important to optimize your business, cut costs, because that creates investment capacity. I would just encourage those CEOs to think about this investment capacity as exactly that, i.e., not a cost saving that they can immediately bank, but a vehicle that helps bridge today into tomorrow by placing the right bets, taking money out of the business and using it as a fuel for growth.
So let me give you a little assignment as we come to the end of our walk. You're writing a job description for a new age CEO, and it's got a section specifically on cloud. What are the roles and responsibilities in that section?
I think that's a great question. We're kind of writing the job description for the CEO of the future, and technology proficiency has got to be right up there because the CEO has got to blend these two worlds of technology and business into something more harmonious. There's got to be a level of dynamic decision making because technology will provide massive potential, but the business at the end of the day has got to make the decision on what they want to do. The CEO has got to create more diversity within their LT and understand the market dynamic outside. Gone are the days where you can pat yourself on the back because this year's performance is better than last year's. You've got to look at whether you're growing market share. And the CEO's got to be incredibly adaptable because who knows what the future holds for us. But the CEO has got to use every tool in that toolbox, cloud included, to be able to evolve their business and adapt it to whatever the market's going to throw at us next.
Rachel, thank you for joining us today and sharing your expertise. CEOs, current or aspiring, can gain more of Rachel Barton's insight by following her on LinkedIn. And keep an eye on your favorite Accenture channels for regular advice, examples, and insight into how the savviest executives in the UK and Ireland are using cloud technologies to transform their businesses. On our next walk, I'll be talking about cloud and chief information security officers with cybersecurity guru Jane Frankland.
Walk in the cloud.